There exists within you a force so powerful, so magnificent, that most people pass through life never realizing they possess it. It is not found in wealth nor status, nor in the approval of others. It is a gift divinely placed within your mind, the power to shape, direct, and create your own reality. From the very beginning, you were endowed with the ability to think. And thought, when properly understood, is not merely a fleeting idea, it is a force. Every structure ever built, every empire ever formed, every success story ever told began first as a single thought held firmly in the mind of someone who dared to believe. But here lies the secret. Thought alone is not enough. Thought must be mixed with faith. When you believe, truly believe, that what you desire is already on its way, your mind begins to operate differently. Doubt fades, fear weakens, and in its place comes clarity, courage, and determination. Your subconscious mind, that silent partner within you, does not argue or question. It accepts what you repeatedly impress upon it. If you feed it fear, it produces limitation. If you feed it belief, it produces opportunity. It works day and night, shaping your actions, influencing your decisions, and guiding you, either toward success or away from it. This is why many fail, not because they lack ability, but because they unknowingly direct their minds toward what they fear instead of what they desire. Now imagine this. A person with a clear purpose, a burning desire, and unwavering faith. Such a person becomes unstoppable. Obstacles become stepping stones. Failures become lessons. And every setback carries within it the seed of an equal or greater advantage. You were not created to live by chance. You were created to live by design. The power you seek is not outside of you. It has always been within you, waiting, silent, ready to respond the moment you take control of your thoughts, align them with belief, and act with purpose. So begin today. Guard your mind. Direct your thoughts. Speak to yourself with certainty. See in your imagination the life you wish to create, and hold that vision until it becomes reality. For the moment you truly understand and apply this hidden power, you cease to be a spectator of life and become its creator. Thought is not a weak or idle activity. It is a force with direction and consequence. Every moment, your mind is generating ideas, images, and beliefs that quietly influence the course of your life. Whether you realize it or not, the quality of your thinking determines the quality of your reality. A scattered mind produces scattered results, while a focused mind channels energy toward a specific outcome. The difference between drifting through life and deliberately shaping it begins with understanding that thought itself is a form of power. When you concentrate your thoughts on a clear objective, something remarkable begins to happen. Your attention sharpens, your decisions become more aligned, and opportunities that once seemed invisible start to appear. This is not coincidence. It is the natural result of mental focus. Just as sunlight becomes more powerful when concentrated through a lens, your thoughts gain strength when directed toward a single purpose. Without focus, even the best ideas remain unrealized. With focus, even ordinary ideas can produce extraordinary results. However, not all thoughts serve you equally. Negative, fearful, or doubtful thinking works against your progress, quietly shaping a reality filled with hesitation and limitation. The mind does not distinguish between what you want and what you fear. It simply acts upon what you consistently think about. This is why disciplined thinking is essential. By consciously choosing thoughts that support your goals, you begin to recondition your inner world, which ultimately transforms your outer circumstances. Consistency is what gives thought its creative power. A single positive idea, entertained briefly, has little effect. But when a thought is repeated, reinforced, and believed over time, it begins to take root. It influences your behavior, shapes your habits, and directs your actions in subtle but powerful ways. This is how unseen thoughts become visible results. What you hold in your mind long enough will eventually express itself in your life. To harness this power, you must become the master of your own thinking. Guard your mind against distraction and negativity. Feed it with purpose, vision, and belief. Treat your thoughts as the starting point of all creation, because that is exactly what they are. When you truly accept that your mind is an active force, not a passive observer, you step into a new level of control where you are no longer reacting to life, but consciously creating it. Faith is the invisible force that gives life to your thoughts. An idea, no matter how brilliant, remains powerless until it is backed by belief. It is faith that breathes energy into your vision and sets unseen forces into motion. Without it, even the strongest desire fades into doubt. With it, even the faintest idea begins to take shape in the physical world. When you truly believe in something, your mind shifts from hesitation to certainty. You no longer question whether it is possible. You begin to expect it. This expectation influences how you act, how you speak, and how you respond to challenges. Faith replaces fear with confidence, and that confidence becomes the driving force behind consistent, purposeful action. Faith also acts as a bridge between the unseen and the seen. Every result you experience was once an invisible thought. What transforms that thought into reality is sustained belief. When you hold firmly to an idea, refusing to let doubt weaken it, your subconscious mind accepts it as truth. From there, it begins organizing your behavior and decisions to bring that belief into form. Many people underestimate the power of belief because they rely solely on what they can see. But faith requires the opposite approach. It asks you to see with the mind before you see with the eyes. It calls for trust in the process, even when there is no immediate evidence. This ability to believe ahead of results is what separates those who create their reality from those who simply react to it. Doubt is the greatest enemy of faith. The moment uncertainty takes hold, it weakens the creative process. Conflicting thoughts send mixed signals to your subconscious mind, slowing progress and creating hesitation. This is why it is essential to guard your belief system carefully. What you allow yourself to accept as truth will ultimately shape your outcomes. Faith grows stronger through repetition and emotional intensity. When you repeatedly affirm your goals and connect them with strong feeling, you deepen your belief. Over time, what once seemed uncertain becomes natural and unquestioned. This is the moment when faith transforms from effort into conviction, a state where belief feels as real as physical reality. But faith alone is not passive. It demands action. True belief expresses itself through persistence. When you act with faith, you move forward despite obstacles, setbacks, or temporary failures. You understand that each step, no matter how small, is part of the unfolding process. Action fueled by belief creates momentum, and momentum turns possibility into achievement. In the end, faith is the catalyst that activates creation. It turns ideas into plans, plans into actions, and actions into results. When you cultivate unwavering belief, you unlock a power that transcends circumstance. You begin to operate with certainty in an uncertain world, and that certainty becomes the foundation upon which your reality is built. The subconscious mind is the silent force operating beneath your awareness, yet it holds immense influence over every result you experience. It does not rest, question, or argue. It simply responds. Whatever you consistently think and feel, it accepts as instruction. In this way, your inner mind becomes the blueprint from which your external life is built. Unlike the conscious mind, which can analyze and choose, the subconscious mind is guided by repetition and emotion. It learns through what you impress upon it over time. Every repeated thought, every recurring feeling sinks deeper into this inner layer, gradually shaping your beliefs. These beliefs, in turn, begin to direct your behavior without you even realizing it. If you repeatedly entertain thoughts of doubt, fear, or limitation, your subconscious mind accepts these as truth. It then works quietly to align your actions with those thoughts. You may hesitate when opportunities arise, avoid risks that could lead to growth, or settle for less than you are capable of achieving. This is not by chance. It is the result of internal programming. On the other hand, when you consistently focus on thoughts of confidence, success, and possibility, you begin to condition your subconscious in a different direction. It starts guiding you toward decisions that support those beliefs. You become more decisive, more resilient, and more willing to act. What once felt difficult begins to feel natural. Emotion plays a critical role in this process. Thoughts combined with strong feelings carry far greater influence than thoughts alone. When you attach belief, excitement, or determination to an idea, it becomes more deeply embedded in your subconscious mind. This is why emotionally charged experiences are remembered so vividly. They leave a lasting imprint. The subconscious mind also influences your habits, which are the building blocks of your daily life. Actions repeated often enough become automatic, requiring little conscious effort. These habits, whether positive or negative, are formed through the programming of your inner mind. Change the programming, and you begin to change the habit. Many people attempt to change their results without addressing their subconscious patterns. They try to act differently while still thinking the same way. This creates internal conflict, making lasting change difficult. True transformation begins by changing what is impressed upon the subconscious mind, not just what is done on the surface. One of the most powerful ways to influence your subconscious is through deliberate repetition. By consciously choosing empowering thoughts and revisiting them daily, you begin to replace old patterns with new ones. Over time, these new thoughts take root, and your inner mind begins to operate from a place of strength rather than limitation. Visualization is another effective method. When you vividly imagine the outcome you desire, your subconscious mind begins to treat it as real. It cannot easily distinguish between a deeply felt mental image and an actual experience. As a result, it starts guiding your behavior in alignment with that imagined reality. Patience is essential in this process. The subconscious mind does not change overnight. It responds gradually to consistent input. But with persistence, the shift becomes undeniable. Old patterns weaken, new patterns strengthen, and your actions begin to reflect your new internal programming. Ultimately, the subconscious mind is not your enemy or your master. It is your instrument. It will carry out whatever instructions you give it, whether intentionally or unconsciously. When you take control of what you think and feel on a daily basis, you take control of this powerful inner force. And once aligned with your purpose, it becomes one of the greatest allies in creating the reality you desire. A definite purpose is the starting point of all meaningful achievement. Without a clear aim, effort becomes scattered and results remain uncertain. When you define exactly what you want, you give your mind a target to focus on. This clarity transforms vague desire into a directed force, capable of guiding your thoughts and actions with precision. Many people move through life with general wishes but no specific purpose. They hope for success, yet cannot clearly describe what it looks like. This lack of definition creates confusion, and confusion weakens effort. A definite purpose removes uncertainty. It gives you a reason to act, a direction to follow, and a standard by which to measure progress. Clarity alone, however, is not enough. A purpose must be supported by a deep internal commitment. It should be something that stirs emotion, something that holds meaning beyond temporary motivation. When your purpose is tied to a strong desire, it becomes a source of energy that drives you forward, even when challenges arise. Once your purpose is defined, action becomes the bridge between vision and reality. Ideas, no matter how powerful, remain dormant without execution. Action turns intention into movement. It is through doing, not merely thinking, that progress is made. Each step you take brings your vision closer to form. At first, action may feel uncertain or imperfect. You may not know the exact path or have all the answers. But progress does not require perfection. It requires movement. Even small steps taken consistently begin to build momentum. That momentum, over time, becomes a powerful force that carries you forward. Persistence is what sustains action over the long term. There will be moments of difficulty, setbacks, and unexpected obstacles. Without persistence, these challenges can bring progress to a halt, but with it, they become temporary detours rather than permanent defeats. Persistence keeps your purpose alive when motivation fades. A definite purpose also sharpens your decision-making. When you know what you are working toward, it becomes easier to choose what supports your goal and what distracts from it. You begin to use your time and energy more wisely, focusing on activities that align with your vision rather than those that lead you away from it. Action, when guided by purpose, gains direction and efficiency. Instead of reacting to circumstances, you begin to act with intention. Each effort is connected to a larger objective, making your work more meaningful and productive. This alignment between purpose and action creates a sense of control over your progress. Fear and doubt often attempt to interfere with action. They create hesitation and delay, convincing you to wait for the perfect moment. But that moment rarely comes. Those who achieve their goals are not free from fear. They act despite it. Purpose gives you the strength to move forward even when uncertainty is present. Consistency plays a crucial role in turning action into results. Occasional effort produces occasional outcomes, but steady, disciplined action builds lasting success. When you commit to showing up daily, even in small ways, you reinforce your purpose and strengthen your progress over time. Your environment and habits also influence your ability to take action. Surrounding yourself with supportive influences and maintaining productive routines can make consistent effort easier. These external factors, when aligned with your purpose, create conditions that encourage growth and reduce resistance. It is important to recognize that results may not appear immediately. There is often a gap between effort and outcome. During this time, persistence becomes even more valuable. Trusting the process and continuing to act, even without immediate reward, is a mark of true commitment to your purpose. As you continue to act with clarity and persistence, your confidence grows. Each step forward, each small achievement reinforces your belief in what you are capable of accomplishing. This growing confidence fuels further action, creating a cycle of progress and self-belief. Eventually, what once existed only as a vision begins to take tangible form. The results of your efforts become visible, and the reality you imagine starts to materialize. This transformation is not sudden. It is the result of sustained purpose combined with consistent action over time. In the end, a definite purpose gives direction, and persistent action provides the means. Together, they form a powerful combination that turns ideas into achievements. When you commit to both with discipline and determination, you move beyond wishing for change. You begin creating it.